President Trump has not punished senior Saudi leaders. Would you?
Yes. I would make it very clear. We were not going to, in fact, sell more weapons to them. We were going to, in fact, make them pay the price and make them, in fact, the pariah that they are. They have to be held accountable.
Candidate Biden, you heard there, said he would hold Saudi Arabia accountable. Now that he's president, he's imposed no travel ban, no asset freeze, no criminal charges, and most importantly, no sanctions directly on the Crown Prince himself. Why not?
Well, first, Anna, from the first day of the administration, we have been crystal clear at every level, from the president on down. We're going to recalibrate this relationship and turn the page from the last 4 years. Never let this happen again. And that's a message we've clearly sent over the last few days.
Okay, but you're talking about the people who are under the Crown Prince, and they are being punished. So isn't punishing them like punishing the hitman and not the mob boss who actually put out the hit?
Well, first, Anna, historically, and even in recent history, Democratic and Republican administrations, there have not been sanctions put in place for the leaders of foreign governments where we have diplomatic relations. Embassy looks like. That is what a complicated global engagement looks like. And we have made no secret and been clear we are going to hold them accountable and on the global stage and in with direct actions.
Yeah, I hear you, but you say hold them accountable, and it just doesn't look like that when it comes to the notion of justice. And the question is, do you feel like justice has really been done when it comes specifically to the Crown Prince and his role in the brutal murder of a journalist because the journalist was working on stories that were challenging him?
Well, this is a horrific crime, and the president has said that himself. I will reiterate that here today. One of the reasons the State Department put in place what we're calling the Khashoggi rule is because we believe that anyone who threatens journalists, who threatens dissidents, should be held to account and should potentially have their travel visas revoked. That's a global issue.
Like the Biden administration is showing the Saudis in general some outrage and some consequences, but not specifically for the Crown Prince. The New York Times is reporting last night that a second allegation of sexual harassment against New York Governor Chris Cuomo. This is a report from a former aide, Charlotte Bennett. Governor Cuomo says he never made advances toward Ms. Bennett, but does President Biden believe Governor Cuomo or Charlotte Bennett?
Oh, CNN. What kind of question is that? What kind of answer do you expect to get from a question like that? Biden is definitely with the victim. Anyway, this is the Debate Me channel. If you're new to the channel, click on that like button and subscribe, and welcome aboard. Now, CNN is very, very partisan. They have a considerable amount of propaganda on their channel. However, I would like to reach out to those in conservative media who have spent a lot of time pointing out how partisan liberal media can be, and it certainly can be, but if you're going to talk about liberal media being partisan, the fact that you might be accurate has nothing to do with the hypocrisy of you perhaps being the same way or worse. This is CNN, partisan CNN, that won't even report on a lot of the violence we see happening with the far left extremists in Portland and so on. Every time there's a big outbreak, I look on their channel, I don't see much coverage. Right? So they're pretty bad. In my view, in terms of corporate news, CNN, other than Fox, of course, CNN and MSNBC are bottom of the barrel just based on how partisan they are, right? And I don't think it's about politics. I think it's about money, ultimately. Now, that being said, if CNN and MSNBC are bottom of the barrel for corporate news as far as their partisanship, so it's not that they are not capable. They have some very skilled people, very smart people, and there is good information you can get from CNN. But I believe because of greed, they choose to report the news in a very slanted way, and it's leading to the division in this country. But that being said, this video and many others demonstrate that CNN is far, far superior to Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, Blaze TV, Newsmax, AONN. And that's pretty bad, right? When you are far below the very bottom of the barrel in corporate news, I think it's time for some self-reflection. So what do I mean when I say bottom of the barrel? Or rather, being much below the bottom of the barrel? Like, why is conservative media far worse than liberal media or corporate media like CNN, MSNBC? Here you have Joe Biden just became president. He's only been president about a month. And here we have CNN calling out the press secretary. And notice that there isn't any, oh, you just hate Biden. You just hate Biden. You look at all the good things that Biden has done, and you just hate him, and everything he does, you look at it as negative, and you know, you have this Biden derangement syndrome. That's what it is, Biden. You notice you don't see that going on? If a partisan media network like CNN can call out Biden, call out his press secretary, and she didn't even just ask the question, and then this is typically, like, CNN will do this a lot, right? Conservative media absolutely will do this. You kind of ask a question, it sounds like a tough question, just to go through the motions of, you know, looking like you're being objective or whatever, and then you just allow them to say whatever. So you say, well, Biden said $2,000 checks, and now it's $1,400 checks. What happened? And then she just says, well, you know what? Biden is really determined to get the American people the help that they need, and we got to unite and blah, 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 like totally ignoring the question, right? And then they just move on to something else, right? She didn't even pull that move, where you sort of ask a tough question and then allow them to say whatever. They could even not even respond to the question at all, and there's no pushback, no follow-up. You just move on to the next thing. She actually followed up, interrupted her, right? Jennifer's all, oh, this and that, Biden administration, and she's like, interrupting her. Jennifer, no, but, and on top of that, she drops another calling out of Cuomo. Cuomo is one of the major hosts on this network. He has been called out multiple times by this network now and almost a year ago, even though conservative media would have you believe that no one talked about this until now. Lies. Now we've found out more information since then. There's new things coming out, so the story is growing. Now, I'm not going to deny that if it was an accusation of Trump, they would have been a lot more over it, because what they would do is they would, even if they didn't have much information, they would keep repeating it, and, you know, they have on guests and theories and all this kind of stuff, and try to take the inch and go a mile with it, right? So I'm not going to deny that part, but they did report on this with the information that they had then. And now that there's more information coming out, they're reporting on it again. And not just to say they report on it. It's like multiple stories. Cuomo said this, Cuomo said that. And saying, hey, Cuomo, he wasn't being honest. Clearly, they're calling it out. This is CNN. His brother works there, and they're calling it out. So now, can you imagine Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder making a video calling out the former press secretary? Blaze TV, can you imagine? 5 reasons why the press secretary is a flip-flopper or whatever. Like, they'd love to do that against Democrats. No matter what she said, no matter how many lies, no matter all the tactics and propaganda, they don't say anything. But yet CNN is willing to call out the brother of one of their biggest hosts. As partisan as they are, they're willing to do that. Well, I'm not just saying this just to give another hit at conservative media. I would like to offer a challenge to conservative media channels. Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Blaze TV, AONN. I would love you guys to try to catch up to CNN, to at least be on their level. If you're going to be talking about them like I do, I want you to catch up to them, at least be on their level. I want you guys to put out a video calling out someone on the left. I want to see a video. I want to see their name in the title. I want to see a thumbnail with their face. I want to see Lindsey Graham, 5 reasons why Lindsey Graham needs to retire. I want to see the truth about Mitch McConnell and his ties to whatever. I want to see you guys do videos exposing the corruption on the right. I want to see exposing these Republican senators. I want to see you do a video talking about these police officers that got arrested who were taking part in the Capitol attack. Right? I want to see you call out those police officers. How could they do such a thing? You're a police officer and you're breaking the law and this is unacceptable. And I want to see you make videos about that. I want to see you make videos going after bad cops. I want to see you make videos going after corrupt Republican senators. I want to see you be at least on the level of CNN so that I can condone you calling out CNN and MSNBC like the way I do. Right? I want to be able to, because I'm nonpartisan. I don't care, conservative, liberal. I don't care, man. If you guys see some garbage happening on the left and you call it out, good job. But I can't support you calling out people on the left when you never do it to your own side. And the fact that you're even on a side at all, if you're covering the news, you shouldn't be on a side. The only side is truth. Doesn't matter whether it's Cuomo doing it or it's Trump doing it, or it's Lindsey Graham doing it, or it's Biden doing it. Somebody does something wrong, call it out. And I don't mean honorable mention in the middle of a video about something else. I mean their name in the title, such and such screwed up, such and such lied, thumbnail, and the video is about them. This video is about Biden and his broken promises. This is a liberal-leaning channel who protects a lot of times the Democrats, right? Who is attack dog for people on the right and Republicans, and yet even they are willing to call out their own. And it's not the first time. They called out Nancy Pelosi. MSNBC exposed Biden as a potential rapist of Tara Reade. They were asking him the tough questions. He didn't even know what to say. Silence, awkward silence. I mean, it looked really bad. And it was that video on MSNBC that got me thinking, I think he did it just based on how he couldn't respond. He wasn't responding to questions and the stuff he was saying wasn't making any sense and just body language and everything. It didn't look good. MSNBC did that. Can we get that from conservative media? Can you guys expose some stuff on your side to the same degree that CNN does or to the same degree that you do about the left? Can we get liberal media and conservative media to actually just report on the news? Wherever you see the swamp, call it out. And again, not as an honorable mention, like you go in on the swamp no matter which side of the swamp it is. Is it so difficult? No, it's not difficult. It's all about greed and money. You're pandering to your audience. You don't want to scare any of them off by calling out people they may like or vote for. So you protect these corrupt politicians the same way that liberal media does a lot of the time, with exceptions like now with Cuomo and Biden. So you're protecting the swamp. You're protecting the very people that are destroying the Republican Party. And that is the party for conservatives. So by you not speaking out and exposing the corruption on your side, you are helping destroy your own party and your own cause. So that tells me you're not really conservatives. You're not Republicans. You're not really conservatives. All you are opportunists, just like in liberal media. It's all about the money. It's all about the fame. It's all about you. You don't care about conservatives. You don't care about police officers. You don't care about military. All you care about is views and money, and your actions show it. And if I'm wrong, go post your videos. Show the videos going after the right with the same level of vigor as partisan CNN does against Democrats occasionally. But you guys don't even do it occasionally. I've been tracking all of your channels for a year, and I have not seen a single video going in on anyone on the right. I've seen tons of defense videos of people on the right explaining, oh, it's not that big of a deal, and the left is going crazy, and it wasn't that bad. You protect them. You honorable mention them in the middle of your videos. I don't really like Republicans. Lies. If you really had a problem with them, you would expose them. You'd make videos about them. All you care about is the money. And if I'm wrong, change my mind. Post a video exposing someone on the right, and I'll give you props for it. I'm not going to hold my breath. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Yep.